The NBA, have you heard about this? They have released a new tournament. They're calling it an in-season tournament.
In season.
So basically, they're going to be 2 trophies.
In the middle of the season?
Well, hold on. Yeah. So the main one at the end,
Yeah.
and this is in the middle of the season.
Is this like Origin or?
Kind of, but not. So look, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because, again, you can go on NBA.com. But the short of it is the NBA season starts in October.
Yeah.
There's going to be the games played in November and then knockouts. And close to like December, they're going to have a little like in mid-season tournament. So basically, the main takeaways here is there's going to be 2 trophies. One is the end of season 1. And this is not too dissimilar of what happens in Europe with soccer, by the way. They have different like...
Yeah.
They
They have different ones.
It's not like it's been done before,
Yeah.
but there's been a lot of questions that have been asked. One is why, why would you do it? One,
Yeah.
2 is the NBA is growing. There's a lot.
How is it? Like, I know, like the soccer example in Europe, they got cups, right?
Yeah.
They got different cups.
Correct, yeah.
And like, a lot of the teams are in that tournament.
Yeah.
Will this be more like a tournament style thing, or will it
Yeah.
just be
So
like a...
maybe the specifics. So in November, starts in November. On specific days, there's the Eastern and Western Conference. The couple of teams are split into a couple of rounds. 4 games are played on specific days. I can't remember the specific days, but the short of it is, after that, the top 2 teams come out from it, and then there's a wild card basically there as well.
How many weeks is it? Because this is going to be in the middle of the season.
You're right. So that's what I'm saying. It's a mid-season tournament. So November, December, and around December they play it. So it's relatively short. But
I can see a lot of players not trying to...
well, this is the interesting thing. All right. So the Denver Nuggets won the NBA the championship last year, whatever. They won it, right?
Yeah.
So is it just that the best teams are going to win 2 of this? And what happens if you're another team wins it? Who's the better team? Our team is going to take this seriously. It's an interesting one. There's obviously financial compensation for winning it. But like if you are, for example, a LeBron James, some of the star players, they're actively doing load management at the moment, which means that are they going to take this tournament seriously? And the interesting thing about this tournament is at a certain level, it becomes a round robin. 1-game elimination, which makes it really exciting.
It does. Yeah.
So I think it's interesting. Like my team is the Detroit Pistons. We're a pretty piss poor team. But if, for example, just say a middle of the pack team wins that, and the proper team wins that, is that a good thing for the NBA? Is it a weird one? Do you put it on your LinkedIn that you know what I mean? Like it's a very different dynamic. But kudos to the NBA for showing some level of innovation, for trying it. I'll give them that. At least they've tried it. People are going to consume it. It's going to be interesting. But I think it remains to be seen. Obviously, it's going to be the first year there.
Yeah.
If teams will really buy into that concept, and will they go all out to win it?
So the problem is, right, will they just rest their players?
Well, that's the thing, right?
And I have a feeling, because a lot of this probably has to do with broadcast deals
Of course.
and stuff, right?
The NBA is making tons of money.
Yeah,
So
and it might just be like, look, if we're paying you this much, we want star players to play.
Of course,
And
of course.
that's probably part of the negotiations,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, a LeBron has to be there in this tournament to make it.
Well, they
to
can't
give it that
They can't
credibility.
enforce that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And
But like
these
that-
tournaments are played on specific days while the regular season is happening. So it's like
that's where it's a bit.
honestly, like, firstly, I follow the NBA. I saw the video. I mean, I'm not saying I'm like the brightest bulb. It was difficult to understand specifically, but eventually it'll get there.
Yeah.
But the media coverage of it is going to be interesting, especially when you're playing games for a specific tournament while the regular season. I will say it's been commentated a long while that the NBA season is long. It's like fucking 82 games.
It could just be for like, it would be good for young players. Right, because who are just hungry, want to be part of.
Honestly,
our boy Wembanyama, man, he would.
Wemby.
You can invite Britney Spears as well to that. He'll be part of that.
Honestly, I think, I mean, the whoever wins the NBA championship is the proper team that wins it, right? Because best of 7, how many times? Like, you can't fluke it. But you can get hot if it's a 1-game round robin, and that creates a different tension, a different sort of dynamic.
Well, that's the thing, right?
I think it's good.
It could give you momentum as a team to that latter half of the NBA season to be like, mate, we can go for this championship now that we've won this.
The mid-season.
We've won the mid-season tournament. We can go for it. What are they calling it, by the way? They call it mid-season.
They call it mid-season, and you know the trophy is mid.
Well, that would be a hit with the young people.
Man. It's all mid. It's really mid.
It's all mid.
I can see memes now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of memes,